How's it going, guys, and welcome back to part 3 of the Ultimate X4 series. So today we're playing on Operation Locker, the Dark Cells Underground, and this is one of the games that I was really not looking forward to, so I decided to get it done early to see as far as I could get. This is a map that can be really topsy-turvy. You could come out with 3,000 points with your team just being absolutely smashed and being locked down at Charlie, or you could be on the winning team. It could be a close game and you could crunch it out and hit up around 20,000, but you never really know, and so this is one I wasn't quite sure. I didn't really think I was going to hit the 14,000 points. We'll see. Let's have a look. Let's go through the game. So, in this game, it was very, very close. We had the upper hand for a majority of the game, but their team was just absolutely brilliant in flanking around the outside of the mountains. It was a really tricky map to get your hand on. So, I was playing as an assault. Of course, you really need to go assault on this map. If you're not going to defibrillator, that just gets you so many points, picking up lots of teammates, especially around the tunnels at Charlie and stuff like that. So I equipped myself defibs, medkit, and I went with an M416 with a suppressor. Now, I went with the suppressor. I wanted to do a lot of moving around. Now, to get the most points, it doesn't matter what map you're on. Even if it's Operation Locker, you need to be capturing objective after objective. And so I wanted to be one moving around, trying to flank around the mountains, trying to push my way through Charlie and Delta, and back over into their territory at Echo, I'm pretty sure it was, or maybe it was back at Alpha. I can't even remember what side it was on. I was moving around that much, and the suppressor helped me out so much. As in, you guys need to use this suppressor, especially on this map. I highly recommend it. So with the M416, it had really good firing power. I wasn't too worried about the damage losses and stuff like that even using the suppressor. I was able to flank, I was able to cut back from Delta and push behind them on Charlie and pick off one by one dudes every now and then, and it was just perfect for moving around. If I was at an objective, at one point you'll probably be looking at now, I was hiding in the corner at Bravo, men are coming in, I'm taking them down, but they still have no idea where I am because I am not coming up on the map, and not coming up on the map is such a big deal. Especially, it's even a big deal on the other end. I am constantly looking at the map in this game. There were so many advances, so many pushes that I made that I could have only made if I knew exactly where the guys were in that room. A few of the tricky ones were in places like Echo, when they were hiding upstairs and things like that. It was a little bit harder to move around there and things, but there's not really too much you can do about that. But of course, keeping an eye out on the map, often I'd be moving around, there'd be dudes in rooms and tunnels next to me, I'd be able to stop, pick them off as they just came out of the doorway, wondering how the flip I knew they were there. That's exactly how. I've got the map on 150%, so you may notice it is a bit bigger than what most of you probably have, and I would highly recommend you increase the size of the map. Now, I've got mine on 150%. I could even go beyond that. I could go up to maybe 175 to 200%. I don't care. The map is so useful in Battlefield 4. That's actually something that they're going to be numbing down in Battlefield 1. They want to get rid of, or not so much get rid of, but they want to reduce the use of the map because at the moment it is just so powerful. And yet, even though it's so powerful and they have to reduce it in Battlefield 1, still there are people who are not using it enough in Battlefield 4. And so I highly recommend increase the size of the map. And I was looking at the map probably just as much, probably 50% of the time I was in the game. I was looking at the map just as much as I was actually looking where I was going. It just gives you that much information. So that went really well. I think the hardest part was we managed to capture we managed to capture Charlie at the start of the game, and we held Charlie for a good majority of the game. What we did not do, what my team didn't do, was hold the outside of the mountains and hold the flank probably underneath. Underneath Charlie was probably a bit tricky. We didn't get every now and then. I would have liked to help more, but I spent a lot of time. They would often capture all the objectives, Alpha and Bravo, and then Echo and Delta, either side of Charlie. We'd still be holding on to Charlie, but now we've got a war on two fronts. We can't hold them in from both sides, so I was trying to push around and capture mainly like Alpha and Echo. Often if I got one of them, I'd push through Bravo or Delta to try and move my way and squeeze it back into Charlie. At times we had Alpha, Delta, and Charlie, and then at times our team had Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. But every single time, the other team just kept flanking and flanking. We managed to combat this pretty well. I was able to get through and capture a lot of objectives, and so we did keep it at a really good 50-50 warfare. But it was still too hard to keep on, and by the end of the game, they managed to push through. I think they won, not by many points, man. It was a very close game. It was a really good game. We had to keep it up. I think at the last minute it was something like 190 to 200 and then down to like 140 to 150, and then at that point they captured all the objectives outside of Charlie. I just could not come back. I couldn't combat it. I couldn't fight my way through. You'll see at the very end of this video, I had one little burst of energy at Echo. I managed to try and charge my way through. I pushed in. I was killing people left, right, and center, but even then they just kept spawning and coming in and coming in. I just could not stop them. Anything I did was just not good enough. We did get completely outplayed. In saying that, though, I did get get not too bad a score. I think I got about 10,800, just under 11,000 or so, which is not too bad. It's actually not as bad as I thought I was going to do. I think in the original Ultimate X4 series, I actually managed to get only like 4,000, 5,000, something like that, because our team just got absolutely smashed in that series. We just got absolutely romped. I couldn't do anything. We were captured at our home objectives. We got pushed back. We got spawn trapped. Couldn't go around the mountains. Couldn't go through the buildings. And that's one of the biggest reasons I don't really like this map. Now, this was a really good game. I actually really enjoyed this one. It was really hard. It was a lot of movement. It was sort of easy to push through. Once you made one gap, one punch through from Charlie, I was able to run through, capture Delta, run around the mountains, capture Echo and things like that. But a lot of the time, this map just does not work that well, and you just end up spawn trapped, or one team might capture Charlie, and if they hold the outside and underground well, then there is just no way to get through it, and that's pretty easy to do most of the time. If you've got good communication and good spawning with your squad mates and things like that, it's pretty easy to do if you can hold Charlie up like that, and if you do that, the game's yours. You could win it from the very start and nothing happens, and the game can end up pretty boring, pretty dull. But in this case, we did move around, but it just wasn't good enough. I did manage to pick up quite a few kills. I got quite a few revives. Now, revives got me a lot of points in this game. I was pretty happy with that. But you could probably see that this was just a massive tug of war for the whole team, and it was really a 50-50. Now, if I had got the extra 3,000 points for winning, I would have been just shy as the 14,000, as in I probably would have made the 14,000. I might have got a couple of kills at the end if we made it through. I reckon if we'd won the game and we managed to push through at the end and capture, I probably could have got a flank. I probably could have got a few more kills. We probably would have ended up around 15,000. But even then, it's not gonna happen. It didn't happen. They pushed through. I could not make it, and so I ended up stuck at around 10,000. We didn't get the winning bonus, so that's not too bad. I now, however, need to make sure I pick up. Now, with the collab with Zacko Bro, I only got around just under 9,000, so there's about 4,500 I need to get there. I've now got around 3,500 I need to get there. I've got around 7,000 points to catch up over the next few episodes for the Ultimate X4 series, so I've got a lot of work to do. So hopefully next one I might go something like Road Transmission, a map that I'm really good at, and I really want to pump it out, and I want to try and hit around 18 to 19,000, and I'm going to need to do that probably a couple of times to catch back up, and then after those maybe 2 or 3 games, if it takes me to catch up, then just keep charging out and pushing out these 14,000 points. It's going to be a real tug of war to come back from this, because this sees us some big losses, but I have to admit, it is not as bad as I originally thought it was going to be, and so I'm not too bad, I'm not too upset with the score that we got here in Operation Locker. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next X4 series. Catch you later. Take care out.